baby back ribs, beef plate ribs, boneless leg of lamb, 2 whole chickens, and 40 chicken wings. Hey yo, this is Dash. Yeah! Ladies, I'm gonna need a volunteer. Got some work to do today. I don't want to be complaining. I need to get the job done. We have an early delivery time today. Who's got me? Vicky, you helped me out last time. Bessie, you're up. I don't have any cleaning out to do. All that's taken care of. We did that the last time we worked out together. So let's get the firebox cleaned out. Let's get this cook started. Wait, let's get this party started. We're always gonna have a good time. Alright, so you guys can see this hopefully, and I don't talk about it much. Okay, so this is a riser that I made probably 2 years ago, and obviously I use it inside of Bessie only. Now, you guys can see that this end of the riser is starting to collapse. It gets hot in there. This riser is made out of, this is 1 inch or 11 gauge, which is 1/8 inch thick, 1 inch square tube. And then on the top of the riser, it is 3/16, or yeah, like a 3/16 angle iron is 1 inch 3/16. So this end has been in the fire probably for a good year or so, and it's starting to collapse or bow a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and flip this end and have it closer to me, and this end is gonna be in the back of the smoker, and I rotate it around, I move it around from time to time. This is probably the longest I've let it sit in the smoker without changing it, just cause I just flip it inside. You saw how difficult it was for me to get it out of the smoker, but this is one of those little things that I don't show very much. And you see, Chuck, this is why I was telling you that you needed to reinforce your riser just so it'll last longer. This thing is like I said, it's probably 2 years old, and it's been working flawlessly. The whole thing is it gets the fire up off of the bottom of the firebox, and it just helps the airflow around. So I'm gonna finagle it back in there. When I did my dimensions, I did them to fit basically the bottom of the firebox as opposed to being able to fit inside the door. But not a big deal. We managed, or I managed. And there she is. I'll give you a good look inside. So you can see how well I took my measurements for inside of the firebox there. I really didn't take into consideration the door, but diagonally, it fits in and out of there. I don't take it out very often, like I said. So let's get the fire started. Well, looks like I gotta get some more wood. I'll be right back. Alright, so that's more like it. Alright, so you guys can see my fire is rolling. Okay. Now I'm gonna get a little bit more wood in there so I can go ahead on in the house. But you see how much smoke is coming off of Bessie, and hopefully you can see how much smoke is in the garage. Okay. Focus. All right. All right. So at this point, I'm gonna get a couple more logs or splits into the fire, and this is when I'm gonna fill the firebox up and then go inside the house and season everything. By the time I come back out with everything seasoned, the smoker will be nice and ready to be cleaned out. Alright, so we're good and full. Now you guys know that I'm obviously smoking inside of my garage. Now my garage is rather open. I have some windows that aren't fully closed off. But at this point, I'm getting up out of Dodge. You don't want to sit in here while all of this nasty smoke is rolling. So I'm out. Alright, so first up, well actually I might have had a little camera difficulty, but the first thing I got into the smoker today was the beef ribs. Hopefully you can see these. These are full plate beef ribs, and they're bigger than my hand. I cook my beef ribs similarly to how I cook my brisket. I season it almost the same exact way, and I'll let these hang out in the smoker for a few hours, and then I'll get a little bit of sauce on them, let them hang out, let the sauce set, and then I'll finish them, you know, wrap them up and finish them. The next thing I put into the smoker is gonna be the whole chickens. Now the whole chickens, they are whole, but I cut them in half to help me. I cut them in half so that they cook faster. One of the last videos I used Bessie, I told you guys about the sounds. So you can hear the water boiling. This is the hot side where the firebox is right over here. So let me be quiet. And you guys see there's 40 or so chicken wings. There's 2 whole chickens that have been split in half. There's 2 racks of, those are 4-bone beef ribs, and there's 3 racks of baby back ribs. All right, now, so for today's cook, I am, of course, using Bessie, which means that I'm using wood. And I'm going to run the smoker a little hotter than I normally would, just because I have some chicken in there. And in order to get the chicken skin to be done a little better, you have to cook it a little hotter. When you cook chicken at too low of a temperature, it doesn't have a time, or the skin doesn't have a time to really draw up and that moisture come out of it. So in order to get the moisture out of it so that it crisps up just a little bit, or it's not rubbery, you actually have to cook at a higher temperature, point blank. So I'm gonna try to run the smoker closer to 275. Usually I'd be running it at 250. So I'm gonna get some more wood into the fire, keep an eye on my temperature gauges, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so one of the things you notice, as soon as I open up the firebox door, I'm gonna adjust the the intake just a little bit. So, but one of the things you notice, as soon as I open the firebox door, how the steam reacts, because there's more heat getting in there. So watch this. Isn't that crazy? That's how fast this fire reacts to all of that air going in there, and you see the reaction by the steam. So let me hurry up and get a couple sticks or splits thrown in here. Just like that, as soon as I close the door, she stops steaming because the heat has gone down in there. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the temperature here, and I'll be back in a bit.